Hello, everybody.
Hi!
Welcome to Lurking in the News, Volume 8.
Hate already.
Mm-hmm.
We did wind up skipping last month, but we had a busy little month, so
We did, yeah. We gave you a full actual case instead of news.
yes. And I think everybody could use a little break from the news sometimes, so
Yeah. But if you missed it, we're back with the news.
yeah. And actually, we're recording this on what's the date, Kirsten? The 9th?
11-9.
Okay, yeah. So, the one I want to share with you that started back in October as a news case is now like freshly, it's not solved yet, but has
Okay.
some fresh news that has come out.
Oh, nice.
So maybe by next month, then we'll have an update on this one, even
Okay.
hopefully a positive one. But
Yeah. We can share an update on an update.
yeah, but I will go first. My first case is on October 13th. Uh, Dwanique Dee Hammonds was found shot multiple times. Just before 7 a.m., police were called to a parking garage at the Hazel South Park Apartments, where the 45-year-old was found in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was transferred to the hospital where she later died. Dee was originally from New York, but had moved to Florida for 12 years, where she worked in real estate. She was a single mother who recently moved to Charlotte to pursue a career in nursing.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. She enjoyed volunteering and working with kids. She loved food, and her friends uh, said that she was a foodie who loved to travel.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, literally. The police are investigating this as what they believe to be a targeted attack. They were looking further into how someone got access to the garage. They are thinking it was through an unlocked door that was supposed to be locked. Dee Hammond's death is still under investigation, and as of right now, they have 0 suspects.
Hmm.
So,
I wonder
all
if
of
it's
mine.
like a previous relationship or something.
That's what I was. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. There wasn't a lot of details out yet. Like, was she robbed?
Mm-hmm.
Or anything like that. So maybe that's one that we could even, if something comes out, update later as well.
Yeah.
Um, but they were definitely still investigating it because that just happened. From now, that was back in October, middle
Yeah.
of October. So.
Next up, I have the case of Carol Ann Dougherty. On October 22nd, 1962, Carol was on her way to meet friends at the library in her hometown of Bristol in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. She was an avid reader and was excited to return the books she had just finished so she could check out the next books in the mystery series that she loved. She stopped to get a Coke and penny candy at Tommy's on Farragut Avenue and then was last seen outside the doors of St. Mark's Roman Catholic Church on Lincoln Avenue. Carol sadly never made it to the library. When she never returned home for dinner, her parents began looking for her. Her father noticed her bike parked outside the church and horrifically found her motionless, partially clothed in the choir loft. Police, yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. He went
Yeah.
inside and she was inside.
Yep, dead.
Oh my god.
9 years old.
Oh my god. Okay.
Uh, let's see. Police were notified and they discovered Carol had been raped and strangled to death with a ligature.
In the Lord's house. Wow.
Yes, in a church.
Wow. Okay.
A witness reported seeing a man named William Schrader outside the church around the time of the murder. Schrader lived on Lincoln Avenue, a block and a half from the church. He was questioned by police and provided a pubic hair sample, but not much testing could be done with that in the 1960s. He was
Ugh.
also, yeah.
Because they took that for a reason.
Yeah,
Ugh.
well, I'll tell you why.
Ugh. Okay. Okay.
He was also found to have lied about his alibi, with time cards proving he was not at work on the day of the murder. Shortly after this, he fled to Florida, where he lived for a year and then traveled around Texas and Louisiana. And this guy was the nastiest of the nastiest.
Ugh.
He had a pattern of violence and sexual violence against young and adolescent females. In 1985, he was convicted in Louisiana in the death of 12-year-old Catherine Smith after he intentionally set fire to his house knowing she and other family members were inside. An investigation and interviews with his family revealed Schrader had sexually abused nearly every female child he lived with or had access to, including his own biological daughter and granddaughters.
Oh my god, this is a sick motherfucker.
Yeah. The majority of these victims were between the ages of 6 and 13.
Oh my god, just
Yeah, let's bring back public execution, please.
for
Let's stone him to
child.
death.
Yeah.
He also sexually abused 2 adult women with cognitive delays.
Wow.
It keeps getting worse.
I don't mean to laugh.
I know.
This is
It's
not a
bad,
laugh.
yeah.
This is wow. This is
Yeah, speechless, like,
yeah.
uncomfortable, yeah.
Holy moly. Okay.
With DNA advancements, Schrader's pubic hair was tested in 1993 and showed significant similarities to a hair found in Carol Ann's hand at the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Well,
pretty horrific. I'm not even gonna
that is.
speculate anything.
Everybody
But yeah,
can
that's
do
where the
their
hair was
own.
found. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we have something to compare, even though back then they couldn't.
Right. Yeah. So this is now 93. We're in where they're trying to test it.
Okay.
Out of 141 hairs tested, Schrader was the only person who couldn't be eliminated because he was the only person that was so closely similar.
Okay.
Also, there were Lucky Strike cigarettes found at the crime scene, and they were determined to be the same brand Schrader was known to smoke. In November of 2024, police interviewed Schrader's stepson, Robert LeBlanc, who reported Schrader had confessed to him on 2 separate occasions that he murdered a little girl in a Pennsylvania church and, quote, had to kill the girl in Bristol to keep her from talking, end quote.
Wow.
The grand jury who investigated this case also heard testimony from clinical forensic psychologist Dr. Veronique Valliere, who is an expert in sex offender assessment and classification. Dr. Valliere testified that Carol Ann's murder was a psychopath with a deviant sexual arousal for prepubescent victims. According to Dr. Valliere, the perpetrator was someone who had a history of violence, was incredibly impulsive, had little or no self-control, and often wanted to share or brag about their crime. Investigators said this was consistent with Schrader's behavior. So after hearing the evidence and determining that the other suspects in Dougherty's murder could not have committed the crime, the grand jury announced Schrader as the suspect on October 29, 2025, 63 years after Carol Ann's murder.
Wow. 63 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because it's always better late than never, but
It is, yeah.
who really got some justice here? I mean,
Yeah. And sadly, he died of a heart attack in July 2002, so we can't even hold him accountable.
yeah. I knew that's like I knew he was not still kicking.
Mm-hmm.
I hope wherever he is terrible.
Yeah, I hope that was the most painful heart attack a person could have.
Yep. I hope he suffered for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I hope scary
I hope he
creatures
died alone.
drug you
Suffering.
away in your hallucinations of death.
Mm-hmm.
You disgusting piece of shit.
Yep.
But in a positive note there, yay DNA.
Yes. Yay, DNA.
So.
Oh, which, speaking of DNA, Watson, I'm blanking on his first name, maybe it was Christopher, who was one of the two men that won the Nobel Peace Prize for DNA, he just died. But
He
he
just
only
died at
won the Nobel Peace Prize
97?
because him, yeah, he was old. Him and his counterpart,
Yeah, he
Crick,
was old.
stole Rosalind Franklin's information. That's the only reason why they won the
Oh,
prize. Because she died of cancer and they stole
you
her
tell him.
information. So I don't care that he died.
That's right. You
Anyway,
tell him, Kirsten. You educate the people.
yes, I would like to cover that about Rosalind Franklin and do some, DNA deep dives, but maybe that'll be in a future episode.
That could be like a bonus.
Just like a fun,
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, like a teach you something episode.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Kay Dougherty, Carol's younger sister, is her only surviving family member. She did make a statement too. And then DA Jennifer Shorn stated, quote, although the case went unresolved for decades, this was not for lack of effort, dedication, or commitment for pursuing the truth. We believe it may be the only rape and murder of a little girl in a church in the United States, end quote.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's pretty
it was
horrific.
just, everything about him was all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so don't
Yeah.
don't don't be like that guy at all.
Yeah, I didn't read much into him, but I even, in one article, it mentioned that even from the age of 8, he was like violent towards people. So he just, I don't know what his upbringing was like. He was
I was
probably
gonna
abused
say,
or something,
I always wonder, was there a head injury?
but yeah, he was horrible. Glad he's off the earth.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is the case that hopefully I could. I mean, all of these might be able to have an update. I forget. Yeah, the last one. Honestly, it didn't go to trial yet, so
Okay.
mine mine could all come with a later update. But this is the one right now that I've been following and had the most recent update. 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard lived in Vandenberg Village in California. She went to Lompoc Unified School. After not attending school for multiple days, uh, they reported this to the police on October 14th, 2025. Police began with questioning Melodee's mother, Ashley Buzzard. She would not cooperate with police and had nothing to say about where her daughter might be. Police started digging in deeper and found out that the two took a road trip on October 7th. Gathered that this trip consisted of was Ashley renting a 2024 white Chevy Malibu with California license plate reading 9 oh, what does that say? I'm so blind. 9MNG 101. They drove as far as Nebraska with a planned stop in Kansas on the way back. The day after leaving on the 8th, the police believe they see the same car on video with a new New York license plate reading HCG9677. Melodee is seen in surveillance up through October 9th, and she was last seen at the Utah-Colorado border. When Ashley returned the car to the Santa Barbara rental on October 10th, the license plate was returned back, and Melodee is nowhere to be seen. Police pieced together the exact route they believe that the mother-daughter took. Police are asking for any witnesses to come forward who were in these areas around the time of October 8th to the 10th. Green River, Utah, Panguitch, Utah, Northwest Arizona area, Prim, Nevada, and Rancho Cucamonga. There is a photo of the two entering the rental car place together, but the police believe they are both wearing wigs. In the beginning of November, this is a little bit of the update, the FBI served search warrants for Ashley's house, work locker, and the rental car she used. In this search, they discovered an incident that had happened where Ashley, quote, prevented a victim from leaving a location against their will, end quote. So she was arrested for this felony charge, but police insisted it was unrelated to the disappearance of Melodee. Melodee, again, is 9 years old, 4'6", around 60 pounds, with curly brown hair and brown eyes. The wig she was wearing was darker straight hair. If you have any information, please call the Santa Barbara Police at 805-681-4150, or you can call anonymously at 805-681-4171.
So this woman didn't report her daughter missing. Her school did.
Her school did, for one. And there is surveillance footage also that I just saw today while I was scrolling tickety-tack, that she was seen ripping down her missing daughter's posters.
What?
And I also read a comment, and I should have remembered whoever, because give credit where credit's due. This person's comment said, "You know a mother's guilty when they're not ripping down the world to try and find their kid."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact that she returned without her daughter, you know she's guilty.
Yeah.
She did something. Either she handed her over to someone, she killed her, I don't know.
Yep.
But, like, why? What's the
There's
motive
a
here?
lot of vast roads out there to be driving on out in that area.
Yeah, there's a lot of background information we're going to need on this one once more info comes out.
Yes, I'm hooked into this one now. I want to. Where is Melodee?
Yeah. I remember seeing a picture of her, and she's super cute.
Freaking adorable. Like
her long curly hair.
Beautiful hair. I want to punch her mother in the face.
Yeah, we all will. All of our listeners are going to get together.
That's right. Line up.
Yep. Everyone gets a punch.
Fuck. That's... hopefully we can give... I'm really going to hold out for a positive fucking update, but...
I know.
We don't live in a world full of rainbows and butterflies.
I know. Yeah, we'll hope for the best. Maybe she only... Well, who would she have even given her to, though?
I don't know.
Even if she trafficked her, that's not a good outcome either. But
no.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Next up, I have the case of Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle. On February 1st, 2022, 27-year-old Danielle Hoyle and her newborn daughter Kennedy were murdered. She was on and off, again, dating a married 25-year-old man named Brandon Isabel.
Another one to punch in the fucking face. Let's go. I'm in a mood now.
So yeah, she's dating this 25-year-old married man named Brandon Isabel. She met him and worked with him at FedEx. And Isabel was also on and off again dating another coworker named Artisha Stewart. So he's married and dating two women he works with. Isabel got Danielle pregnant, and she gave birth to their daughter Kennedy on January 30th, 2022. He did previously try to pressure her into getting an abortion. Isabel lured Danielle to a secluded location on February 1st, 2022, where he shot her multiple times, then threw their 2-day-old baby and a 9mm handgun into the Mississippi River.
Shut your face right now. I was not. Wow.
Yeah. Threw a 2-day-old baby into a river in February.
Oh my God. Wow. What a heartless piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They caught this guy,
I don't know what words to describe him with, you know? They did, yeah. That poor baby. I can't even imagine.
No, I can't either.
Isabel changed his story multiple times before ultimately admitting the killings to police. Investigators immediately took Isabel to the location he claimed to have thrown the baby. They weren't super optimistic, but they wanted to do everything they could. Searchers found only a baby hat belonging to Kennedy near the water. The infant's body was never discovered despite extensive search efforts. So we still don't have her body.
No, and we honestly probably never will. I mean, it's a 2-day-old baby, in a place that has predators. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I believe he's a piece of shit. I believe him though. If that's what he said
Oh
happened,
yeah.
he's a fucking
Oh yeah.
scum of the earth, bottom of my shoe.
I mean, they found her little hat.
Oh,
So
yes,
yeah.
that's right. That's heartbreaking.
Throughout the police interrogation, which lasted approximately 3 hours with breaks, Sergeant Boyd of the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department stated that Isabel appeared relaxed and even slept during downtime periods.
Wow.
Yep. Investigators learned that immediately following the murders, Isabel stopped at Walgreens where he purchased a 6-pack of Sprite and gifts for his other girlfriend.
Yeah,
Keeps getting worse. Yep.
Everybody in your stories just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, everyone's horrible.
Yeah. You picked a lot, didn't you?
Yeah. There's just a lot to take in.
It is. So she said.
Yeah. Like we said, we gotta throw a little morbid humor
Every
once in a while. Yeah. GPS evidence from Isabel's phone corroborated his movements throughout the day from his parents' house in Cordova to Mud Island, where he allegedly disposed of Kennedy. Video surveillance also confirmed Isabel's alleged confession, including his stop at a Walmart dumpster to dispose of Kennedy's car seat. So he just
thought everything
completely
through.
Getting rid of his daughter in every way.
Yeah, he thought it all through. He's like, I'm gonna, what, baby doesn't exist, no car seat in the back, gone, poof, abracadabra. Like, what are you thinking here, sir?
Yep. And shockingly, he was there when she was birthed because it was 2022, so still during COVID. And her mom reported that Danielle chose to have him in the room with her over her mom.
Wow.
Because during that time, you can only have one person with you.
Yeah. Choices were made. I can't judge anybody, but choices were made.
And then he just disposed of them both.
Yeah. That's how much he really fucking cared, right? God.
Let's all just line up and rip his dick off.
Right.
So he can never procreate again.
Yeah. Well, I hope he killed a 2-day-old baby. I hope someone takes care of him in the place he's going.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I hope. Oh man, I hope they're taking care of him every day.
Yeah, man. And I mean taking care. Taking care of business.
Every day.
Yeah, that's right. God.
Physical evidence also recovered from the scene included multiple shell casings that match Isabel's confession to using a Glock 9mm handgun. A magazine with live rounds was also found in Isabel's car. So luckily this guy's a moron.
Yeah, he just left everything.
Yeah.
They got rid of the car seat, but not the not the mag. Come on.
Yeah, but not the weapon.
Literally. Wow.
On September 30th, 2025, a Shelby County jury found Brandon Isabel guilty of all charges of the 2022 murders of Danielle Hoyle and her 2-day-old newborn daughter, Kennedy Hoyle. Isabel was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder, along with charges of aggravated child abuse and aggravated kidnapping. The verdict followed nearly 2 weeks of testimony from more than 24 witnesses presented by the state. Chief Prosecutor Christensen said, quote, "This was one of the most difficult cases we have ever tried. The brutality of the crime and the loss of an infant made this trial incredibly painful. We thank the family for their strength and the jury for ensuring justice was done," end quote. Isabel was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Good. Life in prison.
Hallelujah.
Their poor family.
I know.
They would have,
Not only did they lost a daughter, but they lost a granddaughter, and a niece, and
That's a sad one.
It is, yeah.
Lots of kids in
That
ours
poor
today.
baby.
What the fuck?
I know.
Can everybody just leave kids alone? Let them grow up? Like,
Right.
whatever they
Like,
do and fuck up in their adult lives, you know, we can, like, that's job security for us. We can report on them later, type of thing. But, you know, leave the damn kids alone.
yes, please.
God. My next one, 26-year-old Ryan T. Godbey was last seen on June 19th, 2025 at Darlin's Crew, which is a club in downtown Canton, Ohio. He is seen on footage leaving the club with an unknown man who also worked at the club. And he also worked at the club, not the man. Ryan did. Ryan
Okay.
works at the club. And when he did not show up for a performance, nor did he contact his family in the last few days, they reported him missing then on June 23rd. His mother, Jackie, is the one that reported him missing. After entering his apartment where he lived with his partner, there were signs of a struggle, and also all of Ryan's epilepsy medication that he obviously needed every day was still in the apartment. Ryan was 5'8", 180 pounds with brown eyes and brown hair. After a month of investigation, the police were given a tip that led them to a remote area in the woods where on July 23rd, an entire month later, decomposed human remains were found. On August 27th, a 33-year-old Danielle Matei was arrested for the murder of Ryan, although it took until October 20th for DNA results to confirm for police to announce that it was Ryan's body found.
Oh, okay.
Danielle is being charged with murder, felony assault, strangulation, escape, domestic violence, tampering with evidence, and gross abuse of a corpse. He is being held on a $3 million bond. A quote from the Canton mayor, William Scheer, he made this statement before Ryan's body was found, says, quote, "Yesterday evening, I made a phone call that no mayor wants to make. I personally called Jackie Godbey, the mother of Ryan Godbey, to offer my condolences after a briefing that Danielle Matei has been officially charged with the murder of her son. While this is monumental development in this case and one step towards justice, it's heartbreaking. That's a phone call no mother deserves to receive. I want to thank our detectives for their hard work on this case thus far, but I especially want to express my gratitude to this community. There are a few words to describe the pride I've felt seeing everyone bond together for one of our own. I also want to take the time to make one thing clear. Everyone in this community deserves justice. I don't care about their orientation, ethnicity, sex, or who they love. Our differences are what makes Canton special. The work is not over. We still need to locate Ryan. Anyone with information, please contact the Canton Police Detective Bureau at 330-849-3144. But at this point, then we had found Ryan.
He was found. Yeah.
But Ryan, I do believe any article I read, his pronouns were he, but I do believe he was gay.
Yeah.
But I didn't read exact confirmation of that.
And I missed the name earlier. Is the man being charged with the murder his partner or the man he left the club with?
It's the man that he lives with that's his partner in the apartment. Yeah.
Okay. I figured because it said he was charged with domestic violence.
Yeah, so it was his partner that he was living with in his apartment. Yeah.
Wonder Wonder what the motive was here.
Yeah, but like he got away with it for a whole.
Not that it, explains anything or dismisses anything, but like wonder what happened.
Yeah, like an argument. I'm guessing if there's a struggle. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
he got away with it for a whole month.
Yeah.
A whole month before he was even arrested, and then the body was found, and it took until October because yay DNA, but it does take time. That
Right.
it took until Jackie, the poor mother, to actually get the actual confirmation, because it had been a month that the body was out there. So
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it was pretty
yeah,
decomposed in July and June.
yes, in Ohio, yeah.
All right. Last case is Little Miss Panasoffkee. One of Florida's most haunting cold cases is one step closer to being solved. It was announced on October 29, 2025, that the Central Florida woman, long known only as Little Miss Panasoffkee, has been identified as Maureen L. Minor Rowan, more than 5 decades after her body was discovered under a bridge along I-75. On February 19, 1971, 2 hitchhikers found a woman's body under the Lake Panasoffkee Bridge, hence her nickname. Deputies said the remains were already heavily decomposed and likely had been in the water for several weeks before being discovered. Investigators determined she had been strangled with a man's belt and wrapped in a blanket before being thrown from the bridge. It was determined she was between the ages of 17 and 24 years old, stood about 5 feet 2 inches tall, and weighed roughly 115 pounds. She had dark hair, brown eyes, and was dressed in green plaid pants, a matching shirt, and green and yellow shawl. Deputies said she wore a Baylor wristwatch and a yellow gold ring with a clear stone on her left hand. Biological testing suggested that she may have been of Greek descent and had possibly come to the U.S. less than a year before her death. Her teeth showed high levels of lead, possibly linking her to Lavrion, a small mining town southeast of Athens, Greece. Officials repeatedly attempted DNA testing but were not successful due to the condition of the remains. But advanced fingerprint technology eventually provided the key. The breakthrough came with the help of state-of-the-art STORM, it's STORM, all caps, system, which matched fingerprints after earlier efforts had failed. After nearly 55 years, investigators were finally able to identify her as Maureen Rowan. Maureen was known to her family and friends as Cookie, and she would have been 21 years old at the time of her death. Oddly, though, she was never reported as a missing person at the time of her disappearance or death, and I didn't really find much as to why that was.
Yeah, that's. I mean, she's young. I would imagine she has family and friends that cared.
Right, and I don't know if she's the only one from her family that came over from Greece and they all stayed behind, or if there was other family here. I don't know if they just assumed she wasn't communicating with them because she didn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why no one reported her missing. Officials said that the last known address for Maureen Rowan was on Windmere Way in Tampa. They also listed connections to Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Enigma, Georgia. Sumter County Sheriff Patrick Breeden also revealed that investigators also identified a person of interest, Charles Emery Rowan Sr., Maureen's estranged husband. He unfortunately, or fortunately, died in 2015, though.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. Detectives are looking to the public for help with any additional information about what may have happened to Cookie and why. Maureen Rowan would have been 76 in 2025, and Charles Rowan Sr. would have been 85 in 2025. Anyone with information on the woman or what happened to her is asked to contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 352-793-2621 or Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS, which is 8477.
Damn.
So we have a body, we know who she is, we just don't know what really
What
happened
happened?
and who did it.
Yeah.
But likely her estranged
I
husband.
wonder, like what, because she would be how old nowadays? Like a lot of
76.
Yeah, so a lot of her family, like There's probably no
Maybe
one.
did.
Yeah, there's no one to even like tell this news to. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is really
that
sad.
is sad. What the fuck? Sad news today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, not many of them. I mean, yay DNA. It's a
Yeah,
DNA day, I
DNA
guess.
helped in all of these cases almost. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because mine identified Ryan. Hopefully, we can give an update for Melodee.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
So I'm sure DNA testing will be used in that case with evidence they
yeah.
find.
And then my first one was Dee, who was shot in the parking lot. And we have no suspects. So hopefully, maybe, I don't know, some DNA or something could come in the
Mm-hmm.
clutch there.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. If we ever get merch, we should make a Hell Yeah DNA shirt or
hell
something.
yeah, DNA. That's right. The cute little DNA emoji type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One day we'll have merch. We
One
say
day.
some funny shit that belongs on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. We do. Half the time it's while we're not
I
recording,
know, all
though.
the time.
But
We
yeah.
promise. Like, we're in the background. Hilarious. We're just not recording.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just laughing so hard we cried before we hit record, so.
Yes, that was good. Yeah. I can't say that joke I went out there in a national podcasting, but you know.
No. But, you know,
It's still
it was
funny.
said. Just know that.
It was said. It's right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this news segment. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video.
Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified of new uploads, and keep lurking around for our next video. Bye!
Bye!